my God. Thank God we did not decide to do this episode by episode. I would die. I tapped out early. Oh my God. I would rather watch any... You name the worst WWE event, WWF event ever. Any moment is the worst moment in World Wrestling Federation history. I would rather watch that on loop than watch any of this.
So WWF era 1996.
Yeah, pretty much. I would rather watch WWE Scooby-Doo WrestleMania on repeat and have my eyes burned out of my skull than watch this again.
Every WCW pay-per-view in the year 2000.
I would rather watch the new WWE Jetsons WrestleMania animated thing they're coming out with. Oh my God. Have you seen the ad for that?
No, I've stayed away.
Oh my God. There are just certain things you don't do. The fact that George O'Halloran has been dead for God knows how long, you do not replace George Jetson with someone who doesn't even sound like George Jetson.
So it's not even the guy who's known for doing a good George Jetson impersonation?
I didn't even, I'll have to look it up, but...
Everybody, this is Big Show.
I'm gonna use robots to be the champion of the world!
Jetson!
You have to talk Big Show out of conquering the world.
Let's find some superstars that can help us.
Let me show you how a champion does it.
Gosh, we have to stop him. Never fail. No one can stop you. Bring it on!
Yeah!
The Jetsons and WWE Robo WrestleMania on digital HD and DVD. Not rated.
Hello and welcome to episode 70. Episode 78, we only have 30 more to go, folks. Episode 100 will be the finale of Pixels in the Animation, but I am, of course, TFG and Mike. Joining me is TV's Mr. Neil.
What the hell did we just watch? I can't even bring myself to quote Carl Denham. I wanted to, but then I watched this, and now I'm just not in the mood anymore.
So as you can tell, folks, he is the Cranky Kong to my Diddy Kong.
Oh my
God. Oh my God. So I said in episode 69 when we did the video game pilot premiere thing that I was going to try to watch at least 10 episodes of Donkey Kong Country before making an actual judgment. I got through 2.5 episodes. I tapped out at the beginning of the 3rd episode. How many did you get through? Did you get through all of them? I wasn't going to watch all of them. I didn't want us to watch them all.
Well, I watched a compilation movie called something like The Secret of the Crystal Coconut or something.
Okay.
And that's a compilation of 4 episodes. So I guess I made it through 4, but it was brutal.
As soon as they started singing in every single episode, I was kind of done.
And singing.
Oh my God, what is this? Alright, so Donkey Kong Country, obviously the original Donkey Kong character was created by Miyamoto. Rare has the Donkey Kong Country video game license. Would you like to do a Rare rant?
My thing with Rare actually predates Donkey Kong Country because for all the shit that LJN and Acclaim got, a lot of those games that they put out were made by Rare.
Yeah.
And Rare was really bad in the 80s. And they kind of got better in the 90s. See, people talk about Rare like they're this magical, great development company, and they really only had, like, I don't know, a couple years where they were really good. I mean, they had 3 games on the SNES, if you can count all 3 Donkey Kong Country games, which are basically the same. Mm-hmm. And then they had all the collectathon games on the Nintendo 64. I'm sorry, I don't want to play a game where I'm collecting puzzle pieces and bananas. It's just the levels are really pretty, and it's really solid to run around in those games. But the objective is like, come on, guys! I don't want to fucking collect things. Mm-hmm. That's basically what my problem with Rare is.
Yep. So this kind of debuted over in France.
Yeah, this is basically a French production. You can kind of tell because the lips don't really match up with what's being said, but it's close enough that you could miss it. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The Canadian voice actors, we've got, because those are the English voice actors, everybody from Canada. We've got Richard Yearwood as Donkey Kong. We've got Andrew Sebastian as Diddy Kong.
Who's also Yoshi.
Yes. We've got Louise Valance as Dixie Kong. We've got Joy Tanner as Candy Kong. Aaron Tager as Cranky Kong. Damon D'Oliveira as Funky Kong. And for the villains, we've got Ganon as General Clump.
Yep.
We got Len Carlson as the General, which I barely recognized his voice, and King K. Rool, the main villain here. Yeah. He's voiced by Benedict Campbell. I swear that was going to say Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. This. We're okay. So the main characters. There were the main characters that were from the game series Donkey Kong Country, and then there were exclusives to the show. So Bluster Kong, the boss of the Bluster Barrel Works factory, he was an exclusive to the show. Junior the Giant Claptrap. That just sounds wrong on so many levels. He's about Diddy's size, but supposedly he's supposed to be a homage to Donkey Kong Jr. supposedly. Eddie the Mean Old Yeti, a white-furred gorilla who lives alone in the White Mountains, doesn't seem to like it when other characters intrude on his territory. Kung Fu, martial artist Kung Fu master who is hired by K. Rool to defeat Donkey Kong in the annual Donkey Kong Challenge, only appears in one episode. His name was later used in the French version of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat for the boss Karate Kong. Baby Kong first appeared on the show as DK after a drunk youth potion. After having drunk a youth potion. Wow. I did not read that right. Confusingly, he appeared again as a separate character from DK, similar to how Baby Mario showed up as a different character from Mario in his sports game. And, like I said, the staple characters, you got Clump, who is K. Rool's general. You got King K. Rool himself. Basically, the premise behind this is King K. Rool wants the crystal coconut. And he wants world domination.
Yeah.
So.
The crystal coconut doesn't seem to do anything. It's like, every time it's stolen, they just get it back. So it's like, what does this thing actually do? Mm-hmm. By the way, should we mention that the bad guys are basically palette swaps? The pirate gang is like just palette swaps of King K. Rool and his guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Like the guy with the army helmet is just basically a green version of the main pirate. I'm like, I was getting confused. I'm like, wait, who's who? And then I noticed it. I'm like, oh my god, they're palette swaps.
Yep.
Yeah, this show is just so inane. No single episode is even remotely entertaining. And to sit down and watch them all en masse is just... It's
insane.
It's exasperating.
Yep.
And I got to talk about the compilation movie I watched.
Go ahead.
Okay, 4 episodes. One of the 4 is a is a clips episode. So Donkey Kong loses his memory, and they're like, "Hey, Donkey Kong, remember that time in this other episode that you did such and such?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, they're flashing back to other episodes of the series in this stupid movie." But the best part is that one of the flashbacks that they flash back to was something that happened later in the movie. So the clips episode was episode number 3, and then like this other episode that they referenced as if it happened in the past ended up being episode 4. So there's this major continuity glitch. I'm like, how did nobody catch that?
Oh my god.
So bad.
So bad. So very, very bad. Holy crap. Wow. Yeah. Because like I said before, when we were first going to, when we first started the podcast way back when in 2012, 2013, however how long it's been, I had the schedule written out that we were going to review this series episode by episode. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And of course, 4 or 5 years later, I get through 2.5, almost 3 episodes, and I'm like, thank God we decided against doing that, because I would rather watch Super Show on loop with my eyes taped open.
Oh my god.
If Super Show is better than this, there's something wrong, folks.
I'm just imagining you with your eyes clipped open like in Clockwork Orange.
Yep.
This is still better than Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god. And I don't, you had mentioned Diddy Kong's voice actor is also the voice of Yoshi in the Super games. Other than Len Carlson, who I knew he voiced Ganon in the Zelda series, I know none of these people.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting, I wasn't expecting every famous, I wasn't expecting a million different Chris Rock actors to show up. But I was expecting to know, a Frank Welker, or thank God Frank didn't need money that week or that year apparently, because wow, because that would really be slumming it. But it's one of those things where I was half expecting a Frank Welker character, or Maurice LaMarche or Rob Paulson, or anybody under the sun that I would know. And nope, not a one.
Yeah, Canada kind of has their own voiceover stars. Like, I don't recognize any of these, but they might be the same guys who do the alternate Canadian dub of Dragon Ball Z. Maybe, the ones that Dodd would know.
Yeah.
But these. It just shows how obscure. I hate to bash somebody. It just shows how obscure Canada's animation industry is, that we don't know your stars. Sorry.
Yeah. And like I said, I know that I know Len Carlson, but the only reason why I know him was because he voiced one of the greatest video game villains of all time, which is Ganon. Okay.
And he did a pretty good job at it too.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is that. The animation was alright, but this is early. This is like a year after Beast Wars had started. This was maybe, I think, a couple of years after Reboot had started.
Yeah.
And it's that same kind of funky CGI stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's more funky here than it is in either one of the two series I just mentioned.
Yeah, I would definitely say that this is worse. And by the way, those are Canadian productions too, but we know those guys.
Yeah.
It's like, who the hell are these guys?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? Maybe because this was a French-Canadian?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. We have anything else we want to say? I mean, I'll go through. Like I said, folks, I did try. I tried watching a lot of this series, and I just couldn't. There's 40 episodes, and I could barely make it through half of them. But again, this is one of those things where, this is much like some of the other cartoons we've done, they do spoofs on every single thing. Ape Fu Young, Raiders of the Lost Banana, The Big Chill Out, I Spy with My Hairy Eye, Booty and the Beast, Captain Scurvy and his crew invade Congo Bongo Island and keep Donkey Kong and Diddy in their ship and tries to steal the crystal coconut. Buried Treasure, yar. Speed, is there a boat in that one? Oh no, wait, that was the sequel. Whoops. Kung Fu, which is probably one of the better episodes, and that's saying a lot. Even in the second season, they have a Christmas episode.
Oh my god.
The Congo Bongo Festival of Lights.
Well, too late, we already did our Christmas episode.
Yeah, there's still this year's Christmas episodes, but there's no way in hell. Somebody would have to pay me $1 million to include the Donkey Kong Country Christmas episode in this year's 25 Days of Tooncast Beyond Christmas. And the sad thing is, Season 2 ran from 99 to 2000. There were a lot of good animation things going on in 99 to 2000. Yeah. How the hell did this get a second damn season? That's what I want to know.
How did this get made so late? I mean, this was...
Yeah.
We're talking about a game that was released in...
95.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like all the way 1999. That's so weird.
Yeah, because it started in 97 and went to 2000.
Yeah.
3 years. And I mean, I know, like you said, they had the 3 games because they made the original Donkey Kong Country. Then they had 2 and 3, right?
Yeah, and they also had Donkey Kong 64. But this show is based on the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, it's based on the
most specifically the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that first game. You look at the Super Nintendo, you look at the games on the Super Nintendo, and we obviously have in the past, but Super Mario World, Zelda, was there a Metroid for Super? I don't remember if there was or not.
Super Metroid.
Super Metroid, well, duh. Mega Man X, Donkey Kong Country, all of Nintendo's staples. And I remember everybody making a big deal about Donkey Kong Country. They're like, oh my god, it's 3D ape stuff and bananas and everything else. And once you get to the snow level, you've never seen graphics this good before.
Yeah. The quote-unquote 3D. That was the other thing that bugged me about it. Is like, I looked at it, I'm like, these are tile graphics. These are no different than any other video game. There was a push by Nintendo and Rare to kind of not really say that it was 3D, but kind of imply it, like it was like it was being done in real time in polygons. I'm like, come on, F-Zero can't even do polygons that smooth.
Now that would be a cartoon series I could watch. F-Zero, please, yes.
Or Star Fox was actually what I was thinking of, but
Star Fox too. Yeah.
Kind of interesting that the name of the island was Congo Bongo, because Congo Bongo was an arcade game released a little bit after Donkey Kong. That was basically Sega's rip-off version of it. And what's even more interesting is that it was outsourced to the same company that originally developed Donkey Kong, like Igagami or something. I don't have the name of the company in front of me.
Yeah.
Long story with that company.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's been a fun 70 episodes, folks. We've got close to 19 or so that are going to be all dedicated to Sonic. 25 years of Sonic this year.
Actually, you know what? This episode comes out on a Thursday. You'll probably be listening to this on a Friday, and if you are, you should not watch the show, and instead you should go watch Skull Island. That's coming out on Friday.
There you go. That works.
Yeah. Kind of happenstance that happened. We didn't plan that.
No, not really. I mean, as much as we didn't plan, Oingo Boingo making an appearance in this podcast. See, you said that band is fronted by Danny friggin' Elfman.
Yep.
Oh my god. So yeah, folks, join us next time. We're going to take about a month off so we can start getting stuff pre-produced for the Sonic era here on Pixels in the animation. But yeah, we got a lot coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of juice, folks, because oh my god, Sonic is going to take us the rest of the year. We are starting with Sonic the Hedgehog, a.k.a. Sad AM. So we're starting with the Dark Sonic in episode 71, and that will take us through episode 79. So almost 10 episodes for Sad AM. And then we go to the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the Fun series, and that will take us through from episode 80 to episode 94. So that's what's going to be coming up here on Pixels in the Animation. You got anything you want to pimp out for Decian or anything like that?
Just that I have a spin-off comic running right now called Energize that should be wrapping up its fourth chapter as you're listening to this right now.
So, illusion is the ultimate weapon with that series, I guess?
I guess.
It's a bad Mask reference, folks.
Okay.
Well, you said Energize, and of course it was either that or Star Trek was the other one I was thinking of. But yeah, no blood. I just want the Enterprise. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Gotta love Scotty. Join us next time, folks, when we go speeding through Sonic. We will catch you then, so you can help us find the pixels in the animation. Oh my god, Donkey Kong Country nearly broke us, folks.
Yep.
I would rather watch Darkstalkers again.
Oh my god. I think you're right.
I know, right?